Lickens, and welcome back to another episode. So today I wanted to kind of talk about children and babies and young toddlers and the like. So obviously I am pregnant. I am really excited, happy, and I can't wait, but I'm also enjoying the moment now as the little one is growing. And it really has made me think about what I see out in public a lot of the time. And a lot of the time it is seeing very small children, toddlers, and sometimes 2-year-olds, and I've even seen a 1-year-old have technology shoved in their face when their parent is, trying to go out to eat or, whatever they're doing, going grocery shopping, they get technology shoved in their face to occupy them. What they really need is just attention from you. Even if you're just, having a conversation with somebody else, just having them be around you in that area makes them feel connected. It makes them feel like, hey, I'm part of this. I'm part of something. Instead of having a game or a movie playing, it's just, they could be spending that time doing something that is more productive in their learning cycle. Now, that's not to say that technology is a bad thing. I mean, it is, the way of life these days. I get it. But there's a time and a place to be using those resources, right? I mean, if you're researching something, if you're trying to learn something, I can understand why technology would be in those situations. But when it comes to family time and spending time together and, it's supposed to be family bonding, and children are having phones or iPads or whatever being pushed their way, it just makes me sad, because I love when whole families sit down together and have conversations and, just talk. How was your day? And so forth. So it really upsets me when I see small children, very young children, having technology in their faces. And like I said, I've seen it a lot in the restaurant industry. Families will come in with their small children, have a tablet ready to go, given to them, even when they're waiting in the waiting area for a table or something. And, in that moment, it's like, where are coloring books? Where are sketch pads? Where is, crayons, markers, color pencils, all these things, or even a workbook. These things are more down the learning path than technology is. And then it's not a great thing to be around technology all the time, especially with this 5G being implemented. I feel like everywhere. It's not healthy. They do not yet know the bad effects that this is going to have on our society. The more G's we have, the more harm it does to our bodies. When we have technology close to us, that's giving us radiation. So, it's best to have EMF protectors, so that way you're not being exposed so much. Shungite, which is a type of rock, it's all black, can help with that, along with like argon crystals and stuff like that. I would really recommend everybody to have some. And your children, they get a lot, especially young children, they can get hit with a lot of EMFs because they're so small. Now, as you get older, yes, you're taking in less, but you're still being affected. You know, it's crazy to think about, and it can really make you want to just kind of like live off grid because of the side effects of, you know, being constantly around technology, which is why being out in nature is best. But I understand people wanting to, you know, use technology. But, like I said, there's a time and a place to do that. And especially when it comes to kids, I mean, we really got to be careful with them. We don't want them to be consumed by technology all the time, right? I mean, that would just be awful for them, you know, soaking in that much, you know, screen time and EMFs. It's just not a good scenario. So, what can we do instead to calm them down? Well, as I've already mentioned, coloring books, workbooks, sketchbooks, you know, have some crayons, markers, colored pencils, something like that. And if they're still kind of antsy and not really wanting to sit down and do those activities, then, you know, take them around the restaurant. If you're sitting in a restaurant, just have them kind of walk it out. It's okay. You know, your food's not going to be there for a little while, so take that opportunity to walk them around. You know, maybe if there's like a little patio or something, have them kind of walk around in there with you. If there's like a chance for you to kind of walk outside, go and do those things, because what that is doing is kind of calming them down, right? Because they're using that energy that they had inside and exercising it out. And then when you go back, they're less jittery. They're less like, okay, oh, where is everything? You know, like, you know how they can get. They can get pretty rambunctious sometimes, which is okay. That is their age. So keep that in mind. We want to occupy them in the healthiest of ways. By putting technology in their face, that's not healthy of ways. That's just, you know, distracting them so that way you can have your time. Invest that time with your children. It is so important. You know, they want to be seen, they want to be heard, they want to feel important, they want to feel connected and like they're part of something. You know, that's why they're so interested in looking up to us. And, you know, whatever we do, they're going to want to do because they see us do it, because they want to be like us, because we're older. So, you know, keep this all in mind when, you know, you're going out with young children. Now, there's a lot of people out there that say, you know, oh, I'm never going to do screen time and stuff like that. To be honest, in this day and age, it is not a realistic approach because we are technology based. We have to kind of accept that. But there are ways of going about doing that. If you're researching the butterfly effect, or you know, how to grow plants or, stuff like that. Yes, there are plenty of books that you can get and read, and that's awesome. And sometimes there are different learners, visual learners. So yeah, I can see a video of somebody gardening and showing how gardening works, or even going to a garden and watching somebody garden. There's different ways that we can approach learning, because yes, there is so many learning styles. Hands-on is great because there's more of a connection. So that's why I say workbooks, coloring books, and sketchbooks and stuff like that, because they are using their hands to actually do something, and that helps them learn. Whereas if they're just sitting there looking at something, it's it's not the same. But they can learn from it. It's not as great as doing it in the actual, form of doing something with your hands, and whether it's playing with clay or something like that. So just be mindful of what you are putting into the environment. If you're watching a lot of TV or on your phone all the time, or constantly around technology, your children are going to do the same thing because they're looking up to you. It is so important to think about how you are in your life, because your children are going to mimic that, because they're looking at that like, oh, well, they're doing it, I can do that too. Because they're older, they know, the rules and stuff like that, and so now I can do that. So, and that goes for so many things. But I've kind of gone all over the place, I apologize. I wanted to talk about this because it's something that's been on my mind, and just kind of is a little heartbreaking to see these children get shoved technology in their face instead of being invited to be in the conversation, or you step aside from the table and go for a walk with one of the parents or a friend or family member, whoever you came there with. Just kind of get that energy out instead of having tablets in their faces or phones. It's like, please, let's not do this. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, so every time you will be notified when I post a video, and it will keep you subscribed. Alright, have a great rest of your day.